Hey guys, welcome back. Another Digital Gate Studios production. Today I am so excited. We have the grand debut of a very special guest to the channel. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
What do you have for us today?
Today I brought Jijimon with me.
Okay, I'm very excited to
Yeah.
see this deck. I think when we got this card, first of all, the alt art's one of the best alt arts in the game.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh yeah.
Right, right. And the way the whole deck archetype is insane to me. So I'm very excited to see your list.
All right. Well, let's get started then. All right. So we're gonna start with the most disappointing part of the deck, our eggs. We got 4 Tanamon, 1 Gummymon. This one's not foil. That's the only disappointing part of this deck. So I started the deck out. I was running 4 Gummy, 1 Tana, but just the card draw on this is so huge, so impactful. You're really getting tamers out more than you're suspending things. So just getting that card draw going is what you want to do.
Yep.
All right, next we got our rookies. I'm going to start with the floodgates. We got 2 Pomus, 2 Terriers. Pomu just stopped Jijimon from doing Jijimon things if you're playing a mirror match for some reason.
Playing the mirror GG.
I guess it's really good against Mastamon too, which is pretty huge right now. Terrierbon good every single matchup. I can't think of a deck that doesn't do some kind of stupid memory gain stuff.
Yeah. How long do you think till every color gets that floodgate like Palmamon?
I hope soon. Like
soon.
Really, really love my Pillowbon in yellow, but that's like all we got
that
there.
card does so much work against me in every deck because that's always my play style.
Yep. And that's what it is. The people it stops, they hate it.
Yep, yeah, that's me.
We got 4 of our Agus, searches, tamers on play, and then the inheritable is huge in this deck. So generally what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your Jijimon so big that Grandpa could just beat up anything.
Okay.
And these Agumons do that as well as helping you find your tamers.
Was that a Johnny Knox movie, Bad Grandpa?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Bro.
Or 30. I don't know. There's a few of those
There's a couple
movies.
grandpa-related movies. Okay.
All right. Then to finish it off, we got 4 of the, what is this, EX2 Terrierbons.
Yeah.
This card is actually way better in the deck than you'd think at first glance. So the gain of memory on Green Tamer is huge. There's a lot of times where you'll like swing in with Jijimon and reveal cards that let you play more tamers, and you just gain memory off this. And
that's
then,
crazy. As
well as the inheritable is huge. The +2k on suspending, like I said, like we do that. It's not as big as playing the tamers, but it is a thing. So they're all good. Also, Terriermons have another little thing they do, which we'll go over in a second.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for rookies. Next, we got our champions. So we'll start out with the 4 Tyrannomons. I just kind of alluded to this with the Terriermon. On play, when Digivolve, you get to play a green, or no, just any tamers, 3 costs or less.
Crazy.
There's quite a few of them in here. I'm actually playing some kind of bad tamers just because I can play them for free off this.
Yeah, it makes it worth it.
It does come up a lot, so
okay.
It is a thing. Again, that inheritable also plus 2,000 DP, it definitely adds up. It's very easy to get even your level 5s up to like 12, 13k, which
got it
swings over a lot of things in this game.
Yeah.
Next is probably the best champion in the deck, Rapidmon.
Oh yeah.
I'm playing 3 right now.
Okay.
I was playing 4 originally, and I was just having a few issues with drawing all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And also like missing my Terriermon, so it's actually the 4 to Evo. This card wins you so many games though. Just spend Digimon for each tamer you have, which generally is going to be between 2 and like 4 or so.
Yeah, a good amount for sure.
And then minus 5k to stuff, and then it's gonna proc your Gummymon, it's gonna proc your Terriermons.
Oh, yeah.
So you get the suspend procs, which that adds up to being pretty helpful too. Obviously, the minus 5,000 is the best part of that card though. And then we got the funny card, Tortomon. So
I love that card.
If you know what Jijimon does, you know why this is in here. If you don't know what Jijimon does, basically Tortomon lets you stack your deck. You put a green Digimon back on top of your deck, plus 3,000 DP. Then Jijimon just plays it on swing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So it's just a good way to cheat things out. And then for our last level 4, I have a single Stingmon.
Single Stingmon, okay.
Very random one of. Basically, I wanted a cheap to Evo card.
Okay.
So it was Stingmon and Kabuteria. I went with
Yeah.
Sting because this deck, you're swinging over your opponent's stuff a lot. So that gain one memory, it comes up a lot. Honestly, I want to put this at one more, but it's so hard to cut something else. Like the
Yeah.
Tortomons are really good. High random ones you can't really cut. Rapidmon at 2 just feels wrong. So we're just at 1 right now.
So you can't play a hybrid in that deck? You with all the tamers,
I
you know?
mean, you could.
But you just really like the Sting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
seen you play this deck, and I've definitely seen how well you've done with it. So I'm totally trusting your judgment on that.
Yeah.
But my initial reaction would have been, oh, not a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a consideration, but honestly, the memory gain on this, as well as just one Evo, has been huge.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
I think if I was doing a hybrid, I'd probably go for the Metal Kabu, just because that one can go over something like Porto or Rapidmon, just to gain the
Yeah.
card draw. All right, now we got our level 5s here. All right, these ones are pretty easy. We got 5 Mamemons.
That's not a green card.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. So on play or when digivolving, you reveal the top 5 cards. You play a tamer with play cost 4 or less, which every tamer in this deck is. We're not playing any Mires in here because that's weird. Then the nice part about this is every other card that lets you look at the top, you put them on the bottom. Mamemon, you can rearrange them, put them back on top.
Oh yeah, when I
Or
saw
on
that
bottom.
the first time, my mind was blown.
Yeah, which this has big plays with Jijimon. Like if you can get this and then go Jijimon over it, you're basically you could get 2 tamers out of the Evo line for, I guess it's 6 to get it there, but pretty good value getting 2 tamers out
solid.
of that. The inheritable does come up a lot as well. So the inheritable is the best inheritable to have under Jijimon. Basically, when you're doing your Jijimon things, playing Digimon for free on swinging, you can give something blocker. It does not have to be one of those Digimon either. One of those Jijimon.
Yeah.
So you can give it blocker to Rapidmon, for example, to get an armor purge blocker, which is pretty nice.
I mean, what more could you ask for, right?
And then it comes up sometimes, but the on play does matter. Generally, you want to digivolve, obviously, but sometimes this deck does just kind of brick, and you gotta hard play Mamemon and pray. All right, next we got our other level 5s. 4 Metal Tyrannomon.
Love it.
I would say this is probably the best card in the deck next to Jijimon. Rapidmon too. They're all really good. So on play and when digivolving, you suspend a Digimon for each green or black tamer you have, and then you choose one Digimon and it doesn't unsuspend. So you get to lock down your opponent's board, you get to lock down something really annoying, suspend things, then you can swing over.
Yeah.
Which plays perfectly with the inheritable, which, you know, you suspend something and then say you have enough memory to go to your Jijimon, you go to that, you swing over, then they trash security, so you're getting all your stuff and not worrying about the Hammer Spark or Megadeth in security.
That's awesome.
All right, so now we got our level 6s. I'm playing 2 Rust Tyrannos.
Ooh.
So this just plays so well off the Metal Tyranno. It's also, when you digivolve it, you reduce the cost for each tamer you have, green or black tamer. You evo this for 0 almost every single time.
That's crazy.
And then all turns, when it deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle, you unsuspend it. Really cool to put over Metal Tyranno, especially if you give it blocker somehow, because then you just have a blocker 13k that crashes security both turns.
That's crazy.
It's really good roadblock for at least a turn. There are games where you'll have this and Jijimon out, and one of them's under the or Mamemon's underneath. You just keep playing out Digimon, given this blocker, and if your opponent can't get through it, then it's just good game there. All right, now we got Jijimon himself. The entire deck is built around this card. Both of his effects are insanely good. So when Digivolve, you just reveal the top 3. You can play a tamer. I miss on this almost every time. Honestly, I just use it more. Look at the top 3, rearrange them. I believe you can top or bottom. Yep. So
another card with that.
Yes.
You know, that's insane that we have that now.
So one of the this deck actually it takes a lot more thinking than I would have thought it took. Just because you're like, oh, do I need this card? Where do I put it on top? Where do
Yeah.
I put it on bottom? All this other stuff.
That's Jijimon, you know. He's
Um,
just got that hidden wisdom you wouldn't expect because
yeah,
he's so
you're
humble.
right. And then his when attacking, that is the mainstay of this deck. So when attacking, you reveal a card for each tamer you control. Um, so say you have 5, 6 tamers, you're
Yeah.
revealing the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you get to play Digimon that's total play cost adds up to 10. So it's very easy to, you play out 3 rookies or you play out rookie
Yeah.
champion. One of my like Metal Tyranno is really good to play off this. Amemon play off this. You still get the on play, so you still get to
Yep,
dig another
yep.
5. And then also it's another thing where his when attacking you could put it top or bottom, so you can be like, oh, do I need to draw this card next turn? Let's put it
Yeah,
on top, keep
yeah.
it here. It gets out of hand really fast too, which it's kind of funny. Like I love it. Right, so now we got our tamers. Tamers, I got some weird ones in here. So I'm gonna start with the not weird ones, and then we'll go to the weird ones. So first off, the only 4 of tamer, Taiga. You need it for this
I'm a
deck.
huge Taiga fan, so I'm so pumped about this.
So first off, giving all your Digimon 1000 DP, I did not think this would matter. It matters a lot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's pretty constant. You will have a 19-20k Jijimon on your turn, and it's just like, what is your opponent gonna do?
You like your opponent's like, wait a second, that can happen
Yeah,
to me? Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
Master Roshi,
Yeah, yeah, that's a great way to put it.
basically. And then the other effect of him is amazing. So when digivolving, green Digimon up to level 5, you can suspend it, reduce the cost by 1. So
Yeah, and it's not Tyrannomon specific like you would expect from a Taiga card, right?
Yes.
But it's good.
it's very good for going to Jijimon. If you need to go to Rust and don't have enough tamers, you can make it cheap. Metal Tyranno, you can make it so you're not just auto passing your turn going into it. And then one of the funny ones is a green Digimon could go to Mamemon and still reduce
Yep,
it.
Yep.
So it's very easy to get it for 0. You just got to remember that Mamemon is not getting reduced when it evolves. So
This is no longer green. Yeah,
Taiga's
makes sense.
very, very good on both sides there. Next we got our 2 memory setters. We got Mimi. I was playing
It's like a
3.
staple.
Yeah, I was playing 3 of these initially. I've been playing with my tamers, so I'm at 2 right now. It's good. You pretty much always want to see it. You do so much digging and searching for tamers that
Got it.
you generally find it. There are games where I've had quite a few games where they're both just chilling in security, and that sucks, but you don't need it.
Then your opponent plays it for you, you know?
Yeah, eventually. Either
Eventually,
that or you die,
eventually.
but yeah, she's very, very good in this deck. You can just go through your eggs super fast. I actually use it just for getting the egg to get more card draw more than anything, honestly. Also, sometimes you just bring out a surprise Agumon in a swing game. So
Oh yeah. The people all of a sudden weren't accounting for or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we got a tamer which I thought was not going to be good, but is amazing here. Izzy Izumi. This is BT1.
We're huge fans of that card here on the channel. It's clapping.
I did not think I would love this card as much as I did. Holy crap, it is so good here. If you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you just spend them during your turn, obviously. And then if the top card of your deck is a Digimon, any color, not
Doesn't
just green,
specify. It's
Yes.
amazing.
you just add it to your hand. This is great if you're searching for just one more piece. I've had so many games where I'm like, oh, I really need a Rust, or I really need a Jijimon, and I'll have like Metal Tyranno out, so I'll just suspend these to dig a little more. I was originally playing one of these. I went up to 2 just because 2 play cost, super cheap. You can play it off the Tyranno. You can also play it, choke your opponent pretty easily, and then that effect is so good once you get to start doing it. Such
Very good.
huge card advantage from this card. Next we got our spots I'm kind of playing around with. So I got one of the other Izzy.
Interesting. Okay.
Starter 4. I originally was not playing this. I bumped it up to 1. I am gonna go up to 2 or 3. This card was amazing for me in the last few games I played with it. Basically, Rapidmon on any Digimon is gonna Evo for 3 with this out. Really well with the Metal Tyrannos. Yeah, I wish I had more. I still think two of the other Izzy is correct. I want to find a way to put a second one of these though. It is so good for all the same reasons. Um, Now we got our last green tamer. I am playing one TK Izzy. This is one that I just put in here. I haven't really got a test with it much. Basically, start a turn. If you or your opponent have level 5 or higher, you're gaining one memory for each person who does. You almost always have a level
Yeah.
5 or higher. So you're generally going to gain the one memory off that, whether your opponent does or not.
I mean, your opponent will want to have it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, unless they're on like D Reaper, then one of the other funny things too, this has came up a few times, not as much in this deck as other decks, but the minus 1k when one of your Digimon suspends. So Rapidmon could be minus 6k instead, which I
mean,
think
yeah.
would be the only real plausible place for that.
It is pretty significant threshold going from 5 to 6k
Yes,
too.
exactly. So. That's goes from killing some level 4s to killing almost all level 4s and some of the level 5s.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not too sold on this. I want to test it out more. This might be the card to cut for the Izzy.
That makes sense too.
That 1 to 2 memory start a turn is pretty good though if you get it. All right, now we got our black tamers. So this one is one that I am playing as a one-of.
Interesting. Okay, you are playing black tamers.
So I just put this into the deck recently. I have liked it every game I've played it so far. Basically, on play, reveal the top 3. You're not getting a Tapermon. You're not playing Tapermon here. But you can get a 2-color black. So you have 6 targets, which is not much, but sometimes you really need that metal. Sometimes you really need that rust.
Yeah.
The other part is the part of this card that's good. Basically, it's just another Taiga for going to exactly Metal Tyranno or Rust. It has came up quite a few games. Also, evoing to Metal Tyranno for 0 is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean, you got to have a few cards, but there's essentially 5 in here that do that. So it's been good in the few games I've tested it. I've never missed on it and then been like, oh, this is kind of just wasting space just because the minusing on Metal Tyranno, like that's generally the good level 5 you're going to. Then we got our final tamer, one Daigo. So
the Daigo too. Okay.
I was originally playing 3 of these. I went down to 1, mostly just because the meta I'm playing in isn't playing. Like, no one's really playing decks where they unsuspend during main phases. When a lot of people were playing Bloom, I was playing 3 of these, and it was funny because it would mess up their math so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because Bloomlord already has to do so much math.
exactly.
If you put in one variable in there, all of a sudden it's like a house of cards.
Yeah. And another thing about him is the 1 year Digivolving 1 year Digimon to a black level 6, which is only Rust Tyranno. It gains blocker. But you're giving Rust Tyranno blocker for a turn, which is huge.
Yeah, that's massive. Especially like you were talking about earlier. If you have the Metal Tyranno underneath it as the 5, then it trashes the security. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. All right, now we got our last 2 cards. Just 2 options to round it off. We got 2 Grandel Souls.
That's my favorite crane option.
This is also... It does proc all your suspend triggers, which does matter. That's why I was originally running more of the Gummymons.
That makes sense.
You need some removal. You need a security bomb, and then this gets you out of so many things. Also, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna cost the 2 less memory because you just have a wide board. I was originally running 3 of these. I want to go up to 3 again. Space in this deck is super tight. Like there's not any memory boost, which kind of sucks, but definitely want to work at it some more, see what we can do. All right, and that's everything.
Killer deck, guys. Guys, stick around for one more second. We're going to have the deck laid out for you right here at the end. Very excited to see this deck list. Guys, here it is. Jijimon in all of its glory. And I can't think of a more perfect deck to have Ryan with his grand debut on the channel. Everybody, if you guys have enjoyed this video, if you guys want to see more of Ryan on the channel, jump in the comment section. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Ryan, any final words?
Nope. Can't think of any.
Yeah,
Sorry.
live
me
long
off
and
guard.
prosper, I think is what we say around here. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.